welcome to the Dream is Real podcast. This is the place if you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in New York real estate. Before we get started, make sure that you like, share, subscribe, turn on those notifications. Don't want you to miss anything as we keep coming out with new episodes and new content. And today's guest here is Stephen Herman of Cider Lumber and Supply Company right here in Wisconsin. How's everything going?
Good. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. Glad that you're here. So tell us a little bit about you. I know Cider has a rich family legacy. And give us a
since
little background.
1948.
1948?
Yeah, it was started in 1948. Joe Cider is now the current general manager. His father, Frank, is the owner. And it was started by Frank's father, which would be Joe's great-grandfather.
Wow. Legit legacy type of
Yes.
business.
Yes.
What do you think has been the key to the longevity?
Key to the longevity? Service. I've seen a lot of lumber companies. I've worked for a few. And service is a top-notch thing at Cider Lumber. I mean, we do whatever we can for the customers.
Awesome.
Whether it be a contractor, homeowner, anybody really.
So, and you do work directly with the public, but as well as the builders, the contractors.
Yep. Our showroom is readily available for anybody to walk in. We've got a good group of guys, great showroom. We showcase a lot of the products that we offer. There's something for everybody there.
Awesome. So give us a sense of the materials that you carry.
Materials that we carry, lumber, of course, siding, roofing, interior doors, exterior windows, custom wood doors, hardware, decking. Decking is a big drive for us. There's a lot of stuff.
Sounds like from building the home to finishing the home,
there's a lot of coverage there. Yes.
Yeah, right. So let's talk a little bit about materials in general. Over the past couple of years, we've seen prices do some interesting things. In regards to materials. What are you seeing there on the ground?
Pre-COVID, pricing was good for everything. COVID came in. Suppliers had trouble getting materials. Materials weren't coming. They were coming in. They were getting held up. In container shipments sitting at the port. And then the lack of material being able to be produced or come in because plants were closing. Sure. Or
there's so many factors during that time, from like
there's
you said,
a lot. There's
transportation to storage to companies closing to it's hard when you have people that have to be 6 feet apart or not in the office at all.
Right. When it became full circle and it really COVID was set in. For a while, you couldn't have anybody in the office. So serving customers took as much as we could over the phone. We even did it where if they came to the office, we were able to work it out where we can do what we needed to on the computer, get them written up, get their material, and just slip right out the front door so they can make a payment. And it worked. And it worked.
Yeah, you make it work, and you try to meet them where everybody was in a state of what's going on.
Yep.
But it seems like you guys came through very strong. In regards to the materials, what do you see going on with the market right now?
The market's tough. Everybody has price increases, which is just a thing that happens in the market every year. Prices go up. Materials will always cost more money. If they start to cost less money, I mean, that's great. But with inflation, tariffs, it makes it very hard for a lot of certainty.
Sure. Now we had some folks in the other day that they're new construction builders, right?
Okay.
And their sense was that the market itself is still moving in a pretty strong direction. Like there's still a good bit of building going on.
Oh, absolutely.
Here on the island, which all things considered, we want prices lower, we want rates lower, and all that. But it's safe to say material is still going off the shelves, right?
Oh yeah. I mean, even though the price comes up, everybody adjusts to it. Just in the housing market, you would not. You know best. Market goes up. People are still buying houses. They want what they want. It's not like, I can't afford this right now. I'm not going to buy the house. I'm going to stay where I am. No, people go and they buy the house. They figure it out. Smaller down payment, take it on the back end, But even with rising prices, I see, tariffs could be a big thing depending on how that all plays out. If it comes down,
You feel like we haven't seen the shift or the impact of those tariffs as of yet in terms of.
some things have, but I don't think it's been egregious. It's there though, but you don't know what's to come. I mean, at any day, a new one can be introduced.
Do you see some of the shift to manufacturing here in the States in terms of what you're seeing through your vendors?
A lot of building materials are, I'm going to say, multi-manufactured. Whether it's partially made somewhere else and then it's finished here, or the product just comes from somewhere else, or it's manufactured here and sent somewhere else. It's a big full circle.
Right. So, with the rise of prices, have you seen any trends in how people are making their purchases, or are they still pretty much buying what they want to buy?
Headstrong.
Okay.
They're very headstrong. Prices do not seem to be a major deterrent. Like even with COVID, since we've kind of come down a little bit from the monotony of all of that, even then people were still buying. People were still building houses. Took a little longer, but it was being done.
Any particular projects that you feel like are getting pretty hot right now? Like, are you seeing more decking, more of any particular type of material going out?
We have such a wide spectrum of materials that are offered that, I mean, if a guy's building a house with us, we're going to see the lumber, we'll see the decking, we'll see, interior doors, trim, windows. It's hard to say. For the individual person coming in, a lot of it is windows, doors, decking for like the homeowners, because their home is already set. They're not necessarily the ones rebuilding it, but they're coming to look at things that they can enhance their house with.
Right, right. And you feel like that part of the market is still very strong, the renovation market.
Yes.
Awesome. So let's talk a little about windows, doors, obviously the energy efficient products or additions to the home. What should let's talk a bit to the potential seller. What should they be looking into in those areas or do you feel like that's an area where you can upgrade that would give value for the sale of the home?
I mean, anything that enhances the appearance. But if you have a house from, it was built in the 60s, if you have the original windows, those are going to get drafty. They're not going to operate right. They're not as aesthetically pleasing. Upgrading to, Anderson windows, right? Very energy efficient, great looking window. Comes in different colors. You can definitely enhance how the house looks. It can definitely be more profitable for you if you were going to sell in the future. Upgrading interior doors or trim.
So, getting the sense of upgrading the house, what are some projects that you feel like would be ideal for the seller, or even let's start with the seller.
For the seller, I think a lot of it comes down to what's the trend of the market. Sleek, stylish, modern, contemporary seems to be a big trend right now on interiors. A lot of not your traditional 6-panel colonial. I guess they call it builder door. Everybody's got them in their houses. They're upgrading to style and rail doors, which is a prime pine door with MDF panel. It's got that contemporary, square, very pronounced look to it. To pick a molding to match. It definitely updates the look of any house.
And do you see a big emphasis on fixtures as well in the houses?
I don't deal much with any fixtures, but going with fixtures, all your interior hardware, like your door handles, color of the hinges, that's something that usually we try to promote that it gets matched throughout the house. So if you're updating your house and your cabinets have, chrome knobs, chrome handles in the kitchen, or the faucet, and the kitchen and the bathroom. Everything has a color that's tied in.
Right, and you've got a selection that you've got a wide selection.
A very wide selection, yes. And whatever I don't have to show, if the customer is interested in something they've seen online, we do our best to match it, or I find somewhere I can order from.
So, do you typically have individuals coming in that are are straight consumers and working with your staff? You have designers that come in, a little bit of both.
A little bit of everything. I mean, John Smith can walk off the street. I'm thinking about getting a new handle set for my front door. All right, no problem. Let's talk about it. What are you looking for? Do you have a style you're interested in? Have you seen anything online that you're looking for? All key points that, make it easy to work with. And we'll find something for you.
Yeah, give us a sense of what it's like walking in your showroom. You have, you can pick a project and sitting down with you and your staff and what the experience is like. Because let's be honest, materials make or break a project.
Absolutely.
Like that's
absolutely. And what you have to offer too makes or breaks too. I can't speak for other lumber yards, but having a wide selection is a great thing. It may seem overwhelming for the customer, but then you speak to him and you help narrow it down, and you find yourself in a common place with them. Gentleman who walks in, first thing you see is like a small foyer. You can see right into our office. You'll walk through a little breezeway. We have a decking display right on the side, some railing, Trex, TimberTech, all the leading brands. We showcase all the Anderson windows, sliding doors, French wood, 400 series, Woodwright, 8 series, 10 series, 6 series, storm doors. And then we have exterior door showcased from Therma-Tru, wood doors showcased from Simpson. Then we have an array of common hardware, screws, nails, etc. Anybody that comes in is always greeted by one or more of us. If it's somebody we know, everybody, is talking.
So it's an environment where you want to keep them, you want to make sure that they're comfortable walking through. So how do you help them to narrow down? Because you have a lot of options. Like what's
Right.
the key to making sure they get exactly what they're looking for?
So, for example, with decking, a lot of times customers come in and be like, "Oh, I love this red tone decking," right? You get a feel for what they're looking for. If they're looking for railing, you kind of talk to them about the color they're looking for. Generally, it's white railing, white balusters, white railing, black balusters. Very common. Always a great look on any colored deck, but you have to dive in deeper. What color is your house? What color are your shutters? What color is your front door? You want everything to kind of blend together. You don't want, a gray house and you're putting, a bright, not that they make bright red decks, but you don't want something like that on there because it doesn't flow. It doesn't look, not that it's natural, but it doesn't have any, feng shui, I guess. I would say it.
So decking is an important one because you can go a couple different routes with material type. So give us a sense from that, because a deck can absolutely make a backyard.
Oh,
right?
absolutely.
So
absolutely.
Give us a sense of the different types of materials that you can use for a deck, and maybe some of the pros and cons.
Right. So if you go back to the start, pressure treated decking was the go-to for many years. Pressure treated cedar. Then you had mahogany and ipe, hardwoods that stand the test of time in the weather. And then came composite decking. Changed everything. Maintenance free. Between 25 and 50-year warranty on it. Very popular now. You have Trex, TimberTech, Fiberon, Moisture Shield.
And those are all composite.
Those are all composites. Various colors. You have composite core. You have PVC core. Reds, browns, blues. Colors integrated to look more like wood, or at least have a color, and then with the wood tone on it. Work with people's houses, colors, all that, and then you can go to solid wood decking. You can go pressure treated. You can go cedar, mahogany, ipe, garapa, red balau, Akoya. I mean, there's so many options out there. Biggest ones would be composite, cedar, mahogany, and ipe. Composites, somebody who wants maintenance free, they just want the deck down. They walk outside every day for the next 50 years.
And you're talking,
And it's there.
you don't have to treat that. You don't have to paint that, right?
Nope.
It is what it stays the way it is for
Yes.
25 to 50 years, like you said.
Yes. I say 25 to 50 years because there's different lines that, manufacturers have.
Sure.
So on the lower end, it's still 25 years. It's nice longevity for a deck. And then you come up to the higher end, and, you're at 50 years, and now they've introduced new technology into a lot of the decking. Like Trex now has heat mitigated technology into their decks, which is to reflect like UV and heat to give you a cooler touch on the deck. Because if a deck sits out in the sun all day, hot's hot. You're gonna, your feet are gonna be
Right.
hot on it. What their technology does is actually keep the deck board cooler. It's still gonna be hot. Everything gets hot, but it could be the difference between you burning your feet when the deck's been sitting in the sun all day or not.
Wow.
You know?
And I'm sure just a radiant heat off of that makes it, even if you got a good pair of shoes on and you're sitting there, it'll cool the area.
Yes.
Right. Or make the area at least cooler than it would be. So
Sitting there baking in the sun.
So, price difference. What would you say would be the percentage of price difference between, if any, between the wood and the composite?
Wood can be cheaper depending on the species that you choose.
So can be. It's not always
It can
the case.
be, not always.
Okay.
But it comes with a lot of extra. You can put hardwood decking out and just let nature take its course with it. What makes it beautiful. A lot of woods turn from the color you have. Like ypres is like a tan brown. Mahogany is more of like a reddish tone, and they'll gray out over time, and you'll have this beautiful, silver lining deck, that looks great. Or you have to maintenance every year or two, sanding, finishing, upkeep on it. It's susceptible to certain things, especially the weather.
So the decision between the two is mainly aesthetically. Wood can if it's maintained, it could.
Oh yeah, it can be beautiful for forever. Well, not forever, but you know what I mean. Like
Right.
it will have longevity.
Well, the composite's great too. It looks great, but it's not
Right. If you want an authentic look and an authentic feel for a deck, wood decking is the way I would go with it.
Got it. And siding on the house as well. Obviously, siding can transform a house completely.
Absolutely.
What are some of the trends that you're seeing around siding? Is it still the vinyl? Or are there other products?
Vinyl is always a popular option. It's a great price point option. But now siding's evolved. So now you have composite siding, like the decking. It's a composite board with a colored cap on it and a wood grain. It comes with a 20, 30-year warranty, 50-year warranty, depending on which one you go with. Fiber cement, which is a cement board siding, not like the asbestos shingles that used to be on everybody's house.
Right.
This is asbestos free. A lot of colors, you put it up, it lasts. Little maintenance, nothing killer.
With the fiber cement, is that something that still needs to be painted, or does it come in the color?
It comes primed. If you're undecided about a color, you can have your contractor or painter or whomever is doing the work paint the product. Or they have colors. There's whites, tans, blues, reds, black. There's a lot of colors that are available.
It's nice to have that versatility, because with vinyl, you can paint vinyl technically, but
You shouldn't.
right.
But even that, there is a lot of colors. You still then fall into whites, grays, cream colors, browns, reds, blues. It's not just your regular Dutch lap siding. You're on your lap siding. There's siding now looks like cedar shake. They do board and batten, or it looks like a true wood shingle hand split. They're rough, they're smooth, they have grains on them.
Yeah, and it's hard to tell that it's gotten so accurate in its look and feel. It's hard to tell the difference.
It is. You can drive by numerous houses and look at them. Unless you know what you're looking for, the material, you wouldn't know a lot of times. Unless it's like blatantly like bright blue.
You are you seeing any trends change in colors, maybe from a couple of years ago to now, or
Not so much. I mean, this is a coastal area. I mean, we're surrounded by water, so there is a trend there. Out east, a lot of it is that beach house, cedar shake look, which a lot of companies offer. Painted cedar shingles, raw shingles, pre-finished shingles, or you have siding companies like vinyl, composite, even engineered wood, and the fiber cement that do look like cedar panels.
and this how far they've come in recent years with stone? We could say the exact same thing, right? You can look and it looks like natural stone, but
Yes, yes. Like I know in my house, I have actual stone. If they made one, which they probably do, I just haven't seen it. I got like the big river stones on my house.
those are nice, yeah.
You can do fork stones, just like that. Versetta Stone makes one which is, it's like pressed stone particles, but it's got like a colored face on it. And it looks like it's been, stacked and cemented and, put together. But you don't know. You wouldn't know. It looks like real stone.
Right, and it goes on very similar to siding, right?
Theirs, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some of them require like a rain screen or drainage behind the back just to not get any water or anything, stuck in the back that could damage the material or hurt your house. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, obviously, both of those are ways you can absolutely transform, even if it's just the front of your house. We say too, if you're looking to sell but looking for curb appeal, I mean, those are two things right there. Just the siding on the front and going with some faux stone to transform everything.
Oh, absolutely. And it's not something that you have to do around the entire house. Like you said, the front house is what everybody sees. That's your focal point to, the color of the windows, the shutters, the front door, if you have a front, a porch or an overhang. Sides of the house, back of the house don't necessarily have to match the same siding. You can kind of do like a shake look on the front and a lap side on the sides, which is I see on a lot of houses.
And if somebody had some questions in regards to their house, just come in, chat with your staff, and
Bring me some pictures of your house, and we can talk about, what we can do to help you. What ideas you had for what you want your house to look like, or color. You can kind of drive the customer to think about what they really want, because they always come in with an idea of what they want. Some customers know exactly what you want, but until you get into that conversation, you don't really know what you're looking at.
Any other material types or project types that we haven't talked about that you want to mention?
No, I mean, we covered a lot of what we sell, just pretty much everything.
Right. So framing, decks,
Yeah,
siding,
framing, decks, windows, doors, interior trim. I don't know, a lot of stuff.
Awesome. Well, let us know how the audience can get in touch with you, come down, see the materials, and get some expert guidance on how to renovate their home.
Yeah, you can come down to Cider Lumber at 45 Southern Boulevard in Wisconsin. Come around the side, come inside, see one of us. You can give us a call, 631-265-1012. If you'd like to email us, you could also at quotes, QUOTES, at ciderlumber.com.
Awesome. Well, thanks for joining us today. Thank you for joining us as well. This is a Dream is Real podcast. If you want to follow us, you can do so on Instagram and TikTok at Dream Select Realty, or on X at Dream Select Home. If you want to be part of the program, just email us at hometeam@dreamselectrealty.com. We will see you next time. Like, share, subscribe, and don't forget, the dream is real.